Welcome back, everybody. As you can see here, we're going to talk about these two DG Clown boys today. So wanted to kind of give you a little preview of them. I hope anybody that went to Tinley had a fantastic time. I was not able to get there. At some point, I will be there. I just haven't gotten there yet. My half-off sale is still going on for the month of October. Everything in Morph Market, almost everything, except for these two males, are half off. The prices are marked down. If they're black, take 50% off. If they're red, they're already discounted prices. So take a look at that while we still have some stuff left. There's a lot of really nice animals that are half off that are still available that are very powerful. But let's talk about these two guys. So we finally got our shed tests back from RGI. So I paid to have the full panels done because they both had a bunch of genes in them and kind of a little more difficult to ID. So obviously they're DG clowns that tested positive. They both tested negative for pied. So they're both double visual DG clowns, both males. And we had 5 codoms in the mix here. We had red stripe, yellow belly leopard from the dad, and we had orange dream and vanilla from the mom. So RGI's full panel test can test for all 4 of those codoms except for vanilla. So I was like, well, I better test these guys to get it straight because I was obviously going to list one of them for sale because obviously there's no reason for me to keep them both because they do very similar things. Well, I got the shed tests back finally, and it really didn't help me other than confirming that they're both red stripe. They both came back positive DG clown, negative pied, and the only codom they tested positive for was red stripe. So, obviously, as you can see here, these are not the same snake. There is a pretty big difference here with the patterning and coloration of the snake. The one on the right here is a little more orange, and the one on the left here is a little more yellow. Now, what does that tell me? I would think that this one here is potentially the vanilla, but that doesn't mean it rules out that either one isn't. There's, I'm sure maybe you have, maybe you haven't heard the term polymorphism, where there's just basically different expressions of genes. You take any single gene, let's say red stripe, these both could be just plain red stripes, and that could be, they just look that different. They both could be red stripe vanillas, and they could just look that different. But if I had to guess, I would say this one on the left here is absolutely the red stripe vanilla, but I can't guarantee that. There's no way to test for vanilla at this point because they also are very similar in terms of how they look. There's slight differences. I think the one here on the right, as you can see, he's a little more orange. He has a little more pattern. The one on the left, the pattern's a little more reduced, but they have similar head stamps, similar blushing like in the middle of the head stamp on the top of their nose. The red stripe kind of pixelation, that magma, that Pompeii sort of pixelation that it kind of brings in is going down the middle of the back. So, they are beautiful animals. It just kind of stinks that I didn't have any more conclusive evidence than they're both DG clown red stripe. I really wish vanilla was an available test, but it isn't. So where does that leave us? Well, currently the one on the right, this one right here, is for sale on Morph Market. He's a definite 100% red stripe DG clown. I might end up listing the one on the left as well. By the time this video, I'm recording this like Saturday morning, so by the time this video posts, there's a good chance that he might be listed already at that point. I'm not 100% positive. I haven't decided if I'm listing it or not, and sort of here's my thought process. as to why I might get rid of both of these boys. So let me put these two back so I can talk to you a little bit about strategy here. They're both ready to ship, by the way, too. So if you are interested in either of these definite red stripe DG clowns, then hit me up. If they're available, they'll be on Morph Market still. They are part of the sale. They're not going to be half off, but they are going to have a discount. So if you're interested, hit me up on Morph Market on those two. As far as strategy goes, so, you know, I made these two DG clowns. They're both red stripe. I have the dad, who's a triple het DG clown pied, red stripe yellow belly leopard, and I can show you him here. Actually picked him up earlier in the year, and I was glad I did because he produced 2 clutches for me almost right away and made me those 2 DG clowns. So he's nothing really to look at, but you know, he was very, very useful for me. But the reason I might be getting rid of those 2 males is because I think I'm at the point where I might need to upgrade in my collection and make it not the odds of me hitting 2 DG clowns in that clutch were so minimal. 2 DG clowns with red stripe in it were so minimal that I don't have any better odds than that of hitting DG clowns until these males grow up next season. The problem is I have 3 DG clown females that have not been bred yet this year. I also have a Super OD DG het pied female that hasn't been bred yet this year. I also have a pied het DG that hasn't successfully been bred yet this year. And I also have a pied double het DG clown female that I actually haven't even tried to pair yet because she just got up the size recently. And I can keep pairing my triple het male to these snakes, hopefully hitting more DG clowns. I have the DG pied male that I got from Aussie earlier in the year that actually just produced my DG pied clutch, and I could keep him and, you know, pair him up to a DG clown and make some DG double het clown pies. But then I started thinking to myself, if I sold both of these red stripe DG clowns and I sold the OD Leo DG pied male, at the maybe I just keep the triple het male just to have as a backup. If I sold all 3 of those snakes, let's just say I make 10 grand plus for those 3 snakes, I could buy a triple, probably a DG clown het pied or a DG pied het clown, or a clown pied het DG for that cost, and guarantee really up my ability to produce triples and double visual hets. So, you know, if I have a clown pied het DG and I pair it to a DG clown here, ooh, got a fresh shit out of this girl too. If I paired a clown pied het DG to this girl, you know, everything's triple recessive guaranteed, right? Everything's going to be clown, double het DG pied with a chance, a 50% chance of hitting a DG clown het pied, plus whatever codoms are in the mix here. So versus me pairing her to a DG pied, which only makes me DG double het clown pieds, or pairing her to a triple het male where I'm not guaranteed anything other than double het DG clown. And that's sort of the way that I was looking. It's a nice shed too, nice clean shed. And that's the way that I've been looking at it, is that I have that female that I've only had 1 lock with. I have these 2 pastel DG clowns. I got all my DG clowns are shedding this week, or this night. I have these two pastel DG Clown females. I haven't even paired the one on the right. The one on the left, as you can see there, she does have 3 locks, but I haven't really seen any follicle growth yet. They're all, I think this one's pretty close. Actually, you know what? Let's wait here while we're doing this video, and I can figure out whether or not she's ready to breed. She was kind of a little bit slower, but now that we got here closer to the winter, she has really picked up steam in terms of eating. So let's see how big she is at this point. She's going in the shed too. They're all on the same shed cycle. Yeah, she's getting there. She's, you know, basically, I could probably start pairing her at this point. She's looking like a really good size, good weight. I could probably start pairing her, but I don't really have a male yet that I want to, and that's kind of where I'm headed. If I get a male that has, you know, double visual het, whatever it is, whether it's DG pied het clown or DG clown het pied or clown pied het DG, whatever it is, and because there's a couple available that are a little older on Morph Market, and they're all sub $10,000. If I were to take those 2 DG clown males, those red stripes, sell them, sell my Odilio DG pied male, it more than enough covers the cost for that. And so what that does is it makes it easier for me to make triples. It makes it easier for me to make double hets or double visual hets. And, you know, raises my ability to create quads next year or within a year and a half. I have a lot of, like my lightning pied het clowns that are, you know, going to be hopefully ready to breed by the beginning of 2026, let's say. And if I already have an adult male that is a DG pied het clown or clown pied het DG, I'll be able to make clown pied het MJ pos het DGs, which I can test for. That's a double visual, double het game that I don't know if anybody's really doing at this point. Instead of me having to keep back these 2 DG clown males, you know, pair it up to a lightning pied het clown and hope I hit a clown out of that clutch. And if I do, it's going to be a clown triple het DG MJ pied. And hitting a quad with that sort of a snake would be extremely hard. But if I have a male that I can pair up to those females and make a double visual, double het, it makes hitting a quad super easy. But if you look at it from a top-down view and you look at these projects, and I just hatched these lightning pied het clowns this year, and let's just say a year and a half out, 2 years out, even if it's by summer of 2026 they're ready to breed, if I take a double visual het male to them and make some double doubles, those are going to take 2 more years to breed. That'll be 2028 until those snakes can breed. So we are quickly 4 years down the road before those animals are even able to make clutches, before I'm able to produce quads. And if I waste a breeding season on those snakes, just pairing up a double visual to them and hoping that I hit some nice snakes that are clown triple het, it's going to make those odds of ever making a quad so far down the road, it's insane. So that's what got me thinking that, and now as I'm even talking through it in this video, I think it's even making it something that's a little more, that makes a little more sense to me now that I probably should be selling both of those males, so that other male might actually be listed by the time this video posts, is because it's going to take me so long to get down that road to make quads or to make really nice double visual hets that I probably need a male. I was hoping one of those were going to be het pied. If one of those would have been het pied, I would have kept it hands down, and I would have never even thought about purchasing something right now. But there are things available and things pop up all the time that are already adults. And the fact that I have females ready to go right now that are double visual DG clowns and a DG het pied, a super OD DG het pied, and I have a triple, a pied double het DG clown female that are all ready to go. They're ready for males. I would still be wasting time not breeding them now and waiting for those to grow up. Or if I took that triple het male and bred them to these snakes, yeah, I mean, I still have odds to hit things, but I could have crappy odds and not hit a single thing. You know, like this, the second DG clown clutch, I hit terrible odds on genetics. I mean, this male is the only snake in the clutch. He's for sale too, if you're looking. He's a clown double het DG pied, but he's the only one that ended up being het pied when I had a 50% chance of it being, of everything in this clutch being het pied. I also hit bad odds on gender. This is the only female out of this clutch. Everything else was male. So you're not guaranteed of those odds when you're producing anything. And so, you know, you really want to limit the amount of, you want to limit your bad odds and give yourself better odds. And that's making me double guess this anyway. So that male might be listed so that I can get a more powerful male in here. If it had more codoms in it, either one of them, I probably would have kept it because it makes it a lot easier to make some really cool DG clowns. But the fact that both of them tested negative for everything except red stripe, and the only other possible gene in there is vanilla, the necessity of me keeping it for what I'm doing like dropped significantly. Like it would almost be a better idea for me to keep this male, you know, this pastel red stripe, possible yellow belly, clown double het DG pied. It would make more sense for me to keep him, I think, than either one of those two double visuals if I was going to keep one of these snakes. But ultimately, it makes more sense for me to sell these snakes, take all that money, and buy a $10,000 snake with it, and have something that's ready to go now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about it a little more, do a little more research on Morph Market, check prices, check animal sizes, check what's available. But that's kind of what I'm doing. So it seems more appealing to me to get something that's ready now to pair up to these snakes that could produce things for me this instant. If I get a male, if I get a clown pied het DG male, and let's say take it to this girl, and I make DG clowns, they're all going to be het pied. Half the babies will be DG clowns, and they'll all be het pied. So, and she's pastel NG too. So, you know, it gives me really good odds of hitting those snakes. And the price tag, when you're going from a, you know, a DG clown to a DG clown het pied, jumps significantly, especially when there's a few genes in them, in terms of what you can sell them for, or people are asking for them. So that's where we're going with it. So I think I've talked myself into it. You know, if you guys are interested in either one of those males, check out Morph Market if they're still available by then. Hopefully they won't be, for my sake, but you know, there's a good chance that they will be. And we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 5th. Tomorrow's the 15th, right? Let me check my watch. Yes. So it's halfway through the month. So this sale is halfway over. Check out the sale while it's available. There's some higher end stuff in there. But there's also some nice, all these clown het DGs or clown double het DG pieds are like $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. And they're really good deals, so check them out while you can. Also, if you're still here for the end of the video, which I forgot to mention, because I wasn't in Tinley, I did an extra $200, my Tinley 200 bucks off of all these snakes on top of the half off sale. So check that out too, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.